confirmed. Stage 1 is transonic. Landing legs have deployed. And Falcon 9 has landed.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us once again for the Falcon Heavy webcast of the Jupiter 3 mission. I'm Ronnie Foreman, and I'm joining you to follow our Falcon Heavy rocket liftoff from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. If you've been following along, you know that we stood down from Wednesday's launch attempt with an abort called around the T-1 minute mark. This was due to a valve that stuck open on one of the side boosters, preventing us from performing pressurization of a rocket component. We replaced the valve and checkouts were successful. So it looks like we are good to go today as long as the weather cooperates with us. So our team is working towards an on-time liftoff of 11:04 p.m. Eastern. Today's mission is for our customer EchoStar and their Hughes Network Systems division, and will mark SpaceX's third Falcon Heavy mission this year and sixth operational Falcon Heavy mission overall. And if you've been following along, this is also our second mission in less than 24 hours. Late last night or early this morning, depending on where you're watching from, we were fortunate enough to find some good weather down in Florida and launched our 50th mission so far of 2023. We had liftoff at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time from our neighboring pad, Space Launch Complex 40. Back on 39A tonight, with that great view you have on your screen, we have the Hughes Jupiter 3 EchoStar 24, or Jupiter 3 for short, on board the second stage. Jupiter 3 was built by Maxar and will be the largest commercial communications satellite ever to launch into geostationary orbit, weighing over 9 tons. Once operational, Jupiter 3 will help meet demand for HughesNet satellite internet in rural areas of the United States and Latin America, as well as demand for Explore service for rural customers in Canada. In addition to supporting enterprise and government applications, Jupiter 3 will also power higher speed satellite internet service plans in North America, while helping to expand and enhance HughesNet across Mexico, Brazil, and South America. We'll have more about our customer and their payload later on during the show, so be sure to stay tuned. Now at just under T-13 minutes, all systems are currently go for an on-time liftoff of 11:04 p.m. Eastern. The vehicle started propellant loading around the T-50 minute mark and is nearly fully loaded with propellants. The range is ready to support, and we have a 25% chance of violation for weather today, but we're moving forward with the countdown to see if we can find some clear weather in time for liftoff. Of course, if for some reason we don't launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at the same time. So as you can see on your screen, although a little bit obscured by that LOX cloud, Falcon Heavy is essentially 3 Falcon 9 rockets strapped together, which means it can carry much larger payloads, not only to Earth's orbit, but to the Moon and Mars as well. Like the Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy is a 2-stage launch vehicle, but the big difference is that the Falcon Heavy first stage is comprised of 3 cores, and Falcon 9 has only 1. That means that Falcon Heavy has 28 engines in total. Each one of the 3 boosters has 9 M1D engines at the bottom, making for a total of 27 engines across the center core and both side boosters, which you have a great view of on your screen right now. The 28th engine, of course, is a Merlin vacuum engine on board the second stage, and that's what will power the payload to its final targeted orbit today. Altogether, the Merlin 1D engines at the base of Falcon Heavy produce 5 million pounds of thrust, which is equal to 18 747s at takeoff. In fact, the engines produce so much power that we don't run them all at full thrust at once until after liftoff. About 2.5 minutes into flight, the 2 side boosters will separate from the center core and come back to Earth for simultaneous landings at Landing Zone 1 and Landing Zone 2. Each of the side boosters on either side of the center core are flying for the 3rd time on today's mission, having previously supported USSF 44 and 67. If successfully recovered, the side boosters will be refurbished and used again on a future Falcon Heavy mission.
Grammarly now uses AI to help you write, not just revise. Type a prompt and generate a persuasive, mistake-free draft in seconds, personalized to your unique writing style. Download it for free at Grammarly.com.